In the first verse, presenting an argument in support of his doubt regarding the fifth fundamental truth, there is liberation. This is the truth, is the proposition. And the doubt is liberation is not possible. We may talk about liberation, we may read about liberation, but liberation is not logically possible. So what is the incorrectness of his logic will be shown by the Guru. But he feels it is very, very logical. That is the karuna of a Sadguru. Our thinking is so partial, so limited, and we feel we are very intelligent. So with his karuna, with his love, and how much ever it is supported by your love, faith and surrendership, he broadens the thinking capacity, territory, and molds it into the right direction. He is not speaking against logic. He will give logic ની સામે he will give logic. એક thorn ની સામે બીજો thorn by which that thorn can come out. So we'll be seeing that. This doubt, especially the next doubt, is because of the influence of Purva Mimamsa. See, it was Mimamsak Sutras. The former part and the latter part of the sutras. So the former part is called Purva Mimamsa. Purva means earlier or former. And Uttar means latter or the second half. So the first half deals with all Kriya Kanda, rituals. And the latter part, philosophy. So Vedanta philosophy you will get. Purva Mimamsa, you will get all the hamans and pujans and yagnas. Surname Panevi Agnihotri. What else? Yagnik. And this side you will get Dvivedi, Trivedi, Chaturvedi, one Veda, two Veda, three Vedas, four Vedas, Dvivedi, if you have studied two Vedas, Trivedi. Man खबर नहीं था jokingly भी कहते हैं. So what does the disciple say?
करता भोक्ता जीव हो पढ़ते नो नहीं मोक्ष वीत्यो काल अनंतपन वर्तमान छे दोष.
So karta bhokta meaning doer and receiver of what? Karma. So doer and receiver. Jeev ho. The soul may be in the sense, I am convinced that the soul is the doer and receiver, but I have one more doubt. This cycle of doer and receiver will never stop, never end. So pan teno nahi moksha, there is no liberation from it. From it meaning the cycle of doing and receiving. And what is his logic behind it? Vityo kala anant. Infinite times have passed. Infinite time has passed. Pan, and yet, Vartaman che dosh, impurity still continues. The reason, the cause behind the bondage of karma, the impure feelings, as we said, impure feelings and the karmic material is acquired, accumulated, dormant, operative. Right? So, Vartaman che dosh, the dosh which was responsible for acquiring the karmic material, the flaw, the dosh, the faults, meaning the impurity, Vartaman che, it still continues. It has not just started now. Since infinite time, Vityo Kala Anant, it was there, it is there. You got it? So impurity still prevails, still continues. Short meaning. Though the soul may be the acquirer and the bearer of consequences, but it cannot achieve liberation from them. And what do you mean by liberation? Absolute freedom from bondage. That is not possible. And why is he saying so? Because infinite time has passed and yet the impurity still continues to prevail. Meaning, if liberation was possible, then despite infinite time having passed by, why has the soul not attained liberation till date? Anant Kal. If it had to happen, it would have happened. Infinite time, it's not 100 or 200 or 500 years. Anant Kal. It's not happened because of the flaws, impurity, which is yet there. It's continuing. So he presumes what was, what is, what will be. What was there is there. If it is there, there is no reason for it not being there in future. So liberation નથી થયું અને થવાનું બી નથી. The soul was never free, will never be free. See the logic, wonderful, right? See the logic. And એક જ વર્સની અંદર you feel this is logic, that was not logic. That is the beauty of Sri Atma Siddhi Shastra. When the disciple contends, we feel it is so logical. And when the Guru starts, you feel this is so logical. So, the disciple now turns his attention to another aspect of spirituality. He points out why the soul is the doer and the receiver or the endurer of karmas, yet it can never be free from it. Absolutely free from bondage, it cannot. A karmati, you can be free. Because it's not thai bogati dur. So you are free from that karma. But this cycle of bondage, absolutely freedom from the cycle of bondage seems not possible to the disciple right now, meaning today. Tomorrow he'll be convinced. The soul will be eternally linked with actions and its aftermath, along with the sorrow and guilt. You see, it's linked. So neither the passage of time nor the change of situations would have any effect on the soul. Passage of time, still the flaws remain. Change of situations, say there were unfavorable situations and you had reacted to it. But now the situations have changed. Papno uday gayo, punyano uday thayo. So now there should be no reactions, right? But you do see different types of reactions. So this conditioning of reacting is yet there. Vartamana che dosh, even in the present it's there. So neither the change of situations had any impact on the soul, nor the passage of time. Chalo, after millions of years, so you should understand, right? You have been reacting since time memory ma nathi. So passage of time also no effect on the soul. It's not changing its attitude of reacting, nor change of situations. Narakma hato and reacted, we can understand. But then eventually jare devlokma jaye, when he is in heavenly state, and all his desires are getting fulfilled. Now there should be an end to desire. An end to desire means end to acquiring karmas. End to acquiring karmas means end of accumulation. End of accumulation means no karmas are getting operative, no fruits. So no receiving the consequences of karma. So slowly the cycle would end. So favorable situations can put, અને આપણને પણ મનમાં એમ જ વિચારીએ આ પ્રોબ્લેમ જરા દૂર થાય ને પછી શાંતિથી ધર્મ કરશું. આ છોકરીના લગ્ન થઈ જાય, આ દેવું ચૂકવાઈ જાય, આ ડેટ ચૂકવાઈ જાય, કે આ તબિયત સારી થઈ જાય, કે આ પ્રોબ્લેમ સોલ્વ થઈ જાય પછી કરશું પછી. સો I have the capacity to change your situation. I'll change it for you. If you are promising કે એના પછી no desires, no anger, no reactions. વર્તમાન છે દોષ. Things have changed from hellish state to heavenly states. But the flaw remains. Imagine you don't have to earn. Why imagine? You know it. You have experienced it. You don't have to cook. Actually, આપણે heaven સુધી તો પહોંચી ગયા છે. હવે ખાલી 12 યોજનની દૂરી છે, શીતશિલા એવું છે, પણ ટ્રીમેન્ડસ પુરુષાર્થની જરૂર છે. So imagine no earning, no cooking, eating, no activity of cooking nor eating. Eating તો કરો છો ને તમે, no સીધું બપ જ આવે. You think of a bundi ka laddu? Oh, as in. So, આટલા બધા ભોગ મળે, no અંતરાય, then your desires should end no logically. Still they have jealousy. પણ તારી તો ઈચ્છા પૂરી થઈ ગઈ ને. Then why are you jealous of Shibani? Whatever you decide you have got, right? Then why are you bothered that she got more? She got a DR in front of her. પણ તને તો જે મસ્તારામ રહેવું છે તને રહેવા મળે છે ને. So you should be happy, no? See, વર્તમાન છે દોષ. So if the causes are yet there, causes of bondage are yet there, so bondage. So again, fruits, and again, reacting. The whole process has continued and still prevail. Understand? So the bondage would be endless. This is the logic of the disciple. It was beginningless, but it will be endless. Meaning, the very notion of liberation is a mere chimera. Nothing more than an illusion. નવરા બેઠા છે એટલે આવી આવી વાતો આપણે સાંભળવી ગમે, મોક્ષ and મોક્ષમાં આવું હોય ને પેલું હોય, પણ actually it's a mere illusion because this activity, this cycle is endless. Liberation is not possible. So what is this Shishya saying? Karta bhokta jeev ho. Not that he is not bothered, hoy to hoy, na hoy to na hoy. Not that way. That though I am convinced, it means I am convinced, but though I am convinced about these two things, the doership and the receivership of the soul, I am yet not convinced regarding the liberation of the soul. Sambhav teno thai che, that way he had said, okay, though I have not realized, but I am convinced, intellectual conviction is there. I have received that intellectual conviction I have attained regarding the existence of soul. So here he says, though I am convinced regarding the karta and the bhokta panu of the soul, I yet do not feel, or I yet do not accept that the soul can be liberated from the karmic bondage, absolutely free from karmic bondage. Karmas cannot completely stop getting bound to the soul. So this cycle. So, and he has, see, the argument is quite logical because he has experienced while bearing the consequences, one starts reacting to the favorable or the unfavorable situation. And this is his condition, means sometimes he feels he's not even mentally thought about it, that I want to react like this. Automatic gears ની જેમ થાય છે, સીધું reaction થાય. And then the sorrow and the guilt stays with him. Why did I say like this? I never meant to say. I never meant to hurt that. So the reflexes are so conditioned, and he's experiencing it. He's experiencing that. He's observing that in others also. He's experiencing and observing. You understand? Introspection જ ક્યાં થતું હતું આપનું? Guru had to show. See, now if you do such prarthanas, please mane mara dosho dikhado, I blacklist you. Next time I don't even want to wish that person on his birthday. Means are the satsangs not enough? They are not mirrors? They are not serving as mirrors? You can't even see and realize your faults. You yet need someone else to show you. Means you are either very, very ignorant or egoistic person. Mostly I find egoistic person. Itla buddhu bhi nathi tam. Okay, this is called irritation, this is called frustration, this is called lack of shraddha, this is called lack of samarpan. You don't understand this simple thing? You are not the same as the person sitting next to you. Only white clothes is same. Both are listening to the same satsang, but both have different levels of faith, love, surrendership, different. હવે બધા કહે કે અમને ભાવિન જેવા બનવું છે. Till now it was Kruparude. પછી એમાંથી ક્યાંક આવ્યું કે બાપા we want to be like you. Now I don't hear this from anyone. At least in the ashram I don't hear. Then suddenly Nemiji, then suddenly Maulikji હવે ભાવિન. બોલ, હીરો થઈ ગયો તું તો. So maybe they want those beautiful moments or opportunity to serve, and that way. So he's saying he cannot, introspection I was saying. So introspection jetlu vade, you do not need your guru to physically be with you or verbally talk with you. Only the person who is not mature in his stage of introspection, so obviously not ready for meditation. If he is not matured, he will feel this is bhakti. Bapa મને દોષ દેખાડજો. નહીં થાય હવે. આટલું દેખાડ્યા પછી. And so many times, you do realize now that, I'm talking about someone. I'm not giving the name, but he's thinking of someone and talking. એવું તમને ખબર પડી જ જાય છે હવે. હજી રૂમમાં જઈને હું નેમીને પૂછું એ વ્યક્તિને સમજાયું હશે કે I have been talking about him without his name. All this without his name and all I'm learning from Kruparudev. He's not named any philosophy and all. So પાછો I'm back. Even I learn. નામ નહીં આપવાનું ને બધું જ કહેવાનું. પણ જેનો સંસાર જ દીર્ઘકાળનો હોય એને સમજાય જ નહીં કે આ મારા માટે હતું. જેનો સંસાર હજી બહુ ભવોનો બહુ વર્ષોનો હોય ત્યારે એમને લાગે કે સરસ બધા ફેક્ટ્સ સારા હતા, એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ were wonderful, ઘટના proof. and they become satsang proof. You know what is satsang proof right now? Satsangs, no impact on the soul. Water, no impact on the watch. Ghatna, incident, no impact on the soul. Satsangs, no impact on the soul. So you become satsang proof. કેટલા મીન્સ હું કંટાળી ગયેલો ગઈકાલની વિડીયોમાં 30 minutes. And Amit Shir sent me an email at 11:35. Baba, you have done more Dharma Prabhavana in lockdown? Right? And most of you are the witness to all these activities, right? But જો 10 દિવસ સુધી સત્સંગ ન હોય તો કે બાપા હવે કંઈ બોલો. અને બોલું તો you say, now in our revision we don't have time for introspection. Introspection માટે you should be ready to waste hours and hours. આમ ખાલી ચેર પર બેઠા હો, ખુલ્લી આંખ હોય કે બંધ આંખ હોય, and you should be ready કે our word is only for me. He used this word only for me. Not creating worthiness, right is not important, not to be rude is important. You never thought it was for you. You went on with your activity. You should take a holiday, stop everything, because your sansar is continuing and will continue. There is no possibility for liberation, at least for you. Stop everything because you are not understanding by all these auspicious activities you are doing, you are earning 5 rupees. And with that fault, every day you are losing millions. Every day. So who will call you an intelligent? But if you say, I am not intelligent, whom mood chu, nirashrit chu, anath chu, so that is a good sign. When someone has to tell you, hey mood mate, oh foolish one, means you have not even begun your introspection. So now I think in the next yagna only we'll get Varte Antar Shodh. 109 verse, Mokshupaya Mahas, Varte Antar Shodh. And how beautifully we started from Dasera until I think Asova Dekam Sudhi, I think 2 turns and 3 steps and all. So it was so nice to hear, but who is introspecting? Why do you feel confused? If anyone feels he is confused, means he lacks in that introspective virtue. Virtue of introspection, he lacks in it. So however nice he can speak, or how much ever talented he is, zero value spiritually. Zero. Because introspection is tevad nathi. Why should, with Sadguru in life, you have to stop using the word confusion? Meaning, there should be no confusion in life. Frustration should increase. Because now you exactly know how you can stop and still you are not stopping. Frustration vade and confusion zero is the sign of Sadguru Satsang. If it's touching your heart, confusion will be zero every moment. Even when you are doing something wrong, you exactly know this is your wrong belief or this is your tendencies of your past life which are so powerful. Your Vartaman, your present soul effort is very weak, and so this is dominant. Every time you have a freedom of will. There is nothing like destiny. Of course, there is something like destiny, but not that someone else has written for you. So if you have written, then why are you using the word destiny? Say you chose this. When you are harboring negative feelings, so you are choosing a negative situation for yourself, whether in this birth or next birth. So it is all destined to be. હમણાં એક ઈમેલ હતો કે ઓ બાપા બધાને ક્વોરન્ટીનમાં બોલાવી દીધા and I am alone in the પૃથ્વીનું જ કોઈક હતું I'm all alone by everyone, but now that you have kept me here, I will be positive, etc. બધું બધું તમારું તો બધું ઊંચું ઊંચું વાતો બહુ હોય ને. Just at 9:05 માં તો કપડાં પહેરવાનો ટાઈમ હોય 9:05 નથી પહેરવા, એટલે પહેરીશ પછી એટલે મોડો જઈશ એમ. So I want to answer this email. I said, no, I have not put you in that condition. You have chosen to be in that condition. You were allowed to come, but ઘરનું renovation કરાવી દઈએ, આ કરાવી દઈએ, and you didn't come. So no, now don't sympathize with yourself. And you are in a wrong lane of thinking કે હરી ઈચ્છા છે, આ તારી ઈચ્છા છે, હરી ઈચ્છા નથી. હરી ઈચ્છા તો છે કે આ બધું સેકન્ડરી, as Bhavin says, સેકન્ડરી બનાવીને just take ગુરુ સમાગમ. That is હરી ઈચ્છા. So this is what you are chosen be nahi, choosing. And now you want to sympathize કે હવે જે આ સ્થિતિમાં, you should have put some effort. આ લોકો અમેરિકાથી આવ્યા કે નહીં, અને આ બધા દફતરી કેડીને બધા આવ્યા ત્યારે તો કેટલું ડેન્જરસ સિચ્યુએશન હતું બધું, એટલે ઇટ વોઝ ક્વાઇટ બેડ. તો બી કે ભાઈ પહોંચવું જ છે અને પછી એ કરશું. તો દે કુડ હેવ ગિવન કે આ બધું કોવિડ પતી જાય પછી અમે જ આવશું. દે કુડ હેવ સેડ ધેટ એન્ડ ઇટ વુડ બી સો લોજિકલ. So the soul made the effort. So ક્યારે આપણે wrong lane of thinking with scriptural words, words of satsang. Shaitan is speaking. Say, what a fool I was to make a wrong decision. I would sympathize with you. કાંઈ નહીં, હવે ભૂલ થઈ ગઈ તો થઈ ગઈ, but I am with you. But here I am not with you. Because you don't know it is your wrong choice. You didn't exercise the power of discretion in a right way. So you are listening to satsangs, but you don't have vivek. જે હરીને લાગ્યું હતું અરે તે ભૂલ કરી અને તેને એનું ફળ મળી રહ્યું છે, તો why aren't you focusing on your ભૂલ instead of bringing Hari right now? Bring Hari's philosophy right now, not Hari Ichha right now. So freedom of will, and chalo, it's a separate topic, but there's nothing like destiny. It is, if you want to use the word, use it, but who has written your destiny? Who has decided? Yourself. Just because you purva bhauma thayu in your past life, you cannot be bichara. So Bhagwan did not say bicharo હું કાંઈ કર્યું નથી તો બી કાનમાં કિલા. ના, અભી નહીં તો કભી કિયા હોગા, कभी किया है. Just because I don't know the exact fact, what did you have on 15th August? Need. Food. You had or you didn't have. But what you had, you don't know. Bas. I don't know exactly what I had done, but I had done something. You know yourself well, no? કે સંવત્સરી સિવાય તું ઉપવાસ કરે નહીં. Right? So Samvatsari was what, on 22nd, 23rd? ક્યારે હતો? 22nd. So 22nd, if I ask you 22nd August 2020, so I didn't have anything else. But you know yourself very clearly. કે 15th August કોઈ કાકો ચોવ્યાર બી કર્યો હશે તો બહુ સારી વાત છે. So just because you can't recollect, so many things you don't recollect. Right? હા, કેટલી મૂવીઝ તમે લાસ્ટ મંથ જોઈ હશે ને, એનું સ્ક્રીન પ્લે તમને કહે કે બરાબર ઇન્સિડન્ટ વાઇઝ આખું સ્ટોરી રિલેટ કરો, યુ વોન્ટ બી એબલ ટુ. બટ સ્ટીલ દેટ ઇમ્પ્રેશન ઇઝ દેટ યસ, દેટ આઈ હેડ સીન ધીસ મૂવી. સો બિકોઝ ઓફ દેટ ફેથ, યુ ડોન્ટ નીડ ક્લેરવોયન્સ ઓર અવધિ જ્ઞાન. ભગવાનના વિશ્વાસ હોવો જોઈએ. ટ્રસ્ટ હિઝ ફિલોસોફી, 4 T's. Trust, thank, try, think, etc. Think, try. So first was trust his philosophy. Whatever is happening right now is sown by me. Whatever I am reaping today is sown by me. So how exactly I did, I don't want to know. This is Bhagwan's philosophy. And આ શ્રદ્ધા જો એટલે ભગવાનની વાણીમાં વિશ્વાસ ને સમ્યક દર્શન, તત્વાર્થ શ્રદ્ધાનું સમ્યક દર્શન. Because that can be just a gush of emotion if you just like your Sadguru. Every day you want to meet him. You want to do something for him. But all this will happen in any love. If you love your girlfriend also, the same feelings will come. But if you start trusting his philosophy, if that invisible is known, though it is not visible, and you believe in it, that is called bhakti. So bhakti starts not after that emotion, but in that trust, and then think, and then try, and thank, of course. All the dharma granths of all the religions will have stutis, stotras, hymns, showing his gratitude to Guru, God, mentor, anyone. So important. Feeling of gratitude, feeling of friendliness, maitri, and feeling of gratitude, forgiveness, and friendliness. Shama, maitri, and gratitude. This can cure all your psychological problems. કોઈ બી તમે તમે ટ્રીટમેન્ટ કરો તમારા ઇન્ટરનલ ડિસઓર્ડર્સ માટે, એન્ઝાઇટીઝ માટે, એક્સેટ્રા, આ ત્રણમાંથી એક થેરપી તો આવશે જ. ઇફ યુ આર હોલ્ડિંગ બેક તો કહેશે ડુ મૈત્રી. હોલ વર્લ્ડ ઇઝ નોટ ધેર ટુ જસ્ટ હાર્મ યુ. Nobody is so much interested in you, in hurting you and harming you. આ તારું મેન્ટલ ડિસઓર્ડર છે કે everyone hates me, everyone hurts me. That's a disorder. So એના માટે મૈત્રી, મિત્તિ મે સૌ ભુએસુ વેરમ મચ્છમ નકે નહીં. કોઈની સાથે વેર નથી. આમ દરરોજ કેવી મજાની જૈન પદ્ધતિ છે accounts close કરવાના. Books not at the end of the year, every day to close. સવારના ઉઠો ત્યારે એક ન્યુટ્રલ આત્મા ઉઠ્યો હોય. Nothing. And forgiveness. ચલો સામેવાળો ઇન્સ્ટ્રુમેન્ટલ બી હોય કંઈક તારા તકલીફમાં, તો બી શું થઈ ગયું? Forgive. And third, gratitude, so important. દિવસમાં 2 વાર તો મિનિમમ અહો અહો શ્રી સદગુરુ, આપણે સવારની ભક્તિમાં બી અને સાંજની ભક્તિમાં બી, સવારના દેવવંદનમાં અને સાંજના દેવવંદનમાં. That gratitude, but it should start from Guru God. It should not end there. That gratitude, how Bhavin was saying, my parents, my aunt, so that gratitude has to be for everyone, not only for the farmers also. જેના કારણે તમે વેજીટેબલ્સ ને બધું ખાઈ શકો છો, ફ્રૂટ્સ કે સેલેડ જે ભાવતું હોય તે. સો ગ્રેટિટ્યુડ ફીલ, બસ ગુરુ મે બી ધ important cause, but all immediate cause, intermediate cause, and remote causes, you should show gratitude for every. એને કોઈ ફાયદો નથી, તમને જ ફાયદો છે. એને ફાયદો થાય. ઇફ યુ અપ્રિશિએટ હિમ વર્બલી તો ફાયદો થાય, એને પણ ગમે. બસ સૌથી વધારે ફાયદો friendliness, forgiveness, and gratitude, sense of gratitude તમને. So I've gone, ઘણું detour થઈ ગયો છે. Okay, so he's been experiencing and observing, or observing within and outside, conditioned reflexes, reactions to the situations. So this cycle of acquiring and enduring, he doesn't feel, the disciple doesn't feel that one can be absolutely free from bondage, called liberation. Freedom from bondage of karmas is equal to liberation. Clear? So he's saying that the cycle of binding karmas and receiving its fruits has continued ceaselessly since infinite times. અનંત કાળથી, વીત્યો કાળ, અનંત કાળથી ceaselessly. હા, 5-10 મિનિટનો બ્રેક બી મળ્યો નથી. 5 સેકન્ડ્સનો બ્રેક નથી. એવરી મોમેન્ટ acquiring and enduring થાય છે. Till date the cycle has not stopped. If the cycle could be stopped, despite the passage of time, why hasn't it stopped? Why hasn't it stopped? Meaning, it has not stopped because the flaws are yet there. Flaws like, say, likes and dislikes. So, it was there, it is there. વીત્યો કાલ અનંત એટલે અનંત કાલથી છે અને વર્તમાન છે દોષ, even in the present. So it never stopped. You say it's so easy, મોક્ષ માંગો જ્ઞાનીઓ કે મોક્ષ માર્ગ બહુ સરળ છે. તો સરળ છે તો આટલા ટાઈમથી કેમ થયું નહીં? અને હમણાં બી કેમ થયું નહીં? 42 years he said. He said 42 years, right? Yesterday. Because he was born in April, whatever year. અને એના નેક્સ્ટ યરના સપ્ટેમ્બર ઓક્ટોબરમાં અરુણભાઈ મેટ યો કાકા. સો તરત ને તરત તો તું ભક્તો ભક્તો આવીને સમર્પિત નહીં થઈ ગયો હોય ને. અને વેન આઈ થિંક નવેમ્બર આસપાસ આઈ માઇટ હેવ કમ ફર્સ્ટ ટાઈમ, બાએ બનાવ્યું હતું ફ્રૂટ સેલેડ. મને ટેબલ કેમ હતું, મારી સામે કોણ હતા, મારા બાજુમાં કોણ હતું, બધું યાદ છે. આખું ઘર ભરેલું હતું, આખું ઘર. અને તે વખતે બા હતા ને બાને બહુ પ્રેમ મારા માટે, એટલે દેટ ટિપિકલ વોટ ધ કાઠિયાવાડીઝ એન્જોય અ લોટ, ફ્રૂટ સેલેડ બનાવી. પુડિંગ નહીં, કેક નહીં, ટાટ નહીં, પણ કે આજે સાહેબ પધારે છે તો આજે બેસ્ટ સ્ટ્રોબેરી બોરબેરી નાખી હશે, ખાલી કેળા નહોતા નાખ્યા. હમણાં બા છે ને એને તો હું કીધે કન્ફર્મ કરી દે, કોઈને કોઈ સ્વરૂપમાં તો હશે જ. સો ગઈકાલે અમારા રૂમમાં એક એવી લિઝર્ડ છે, એ સેમ જ છે, બસ સેમ જ છે. હા ને, બિકોઝ એની પદ્ધતિ એટલી સેમ છે કે આ બીજો મીન્સ એ મરી ગઈ હશે ને આ બીજી એનિમલ્સ ને રેપ્ટાઇલ્સમાં બી તમને ખબર પડે કે આ છે, આ બીજી લિઝર્ડ નથી. એવી છે. આખો દિવસ મારી ઉપર જ ફર્યા કરે અને આ તો ભયંકર ગભરાય. એને એમ જ થાય કે એના ઉપર જ પડવાની છે. અને હવે મારી વાલી એટલી હિંમતવાળી થઈ ગઈ છે કે ગ્રાઉન્ડ પર આમ દોડી દોડીને જાય છે, મારા આસન પર કૂદે અને આ કરે. આ ભાવિ જેવો જ કોઈ આત્મા હશે જેને મારું આસન સાફ કરવું હશે, આ કરવું હશે, ને તમે આને પછી મૌલિક ને આઈ થિંક અપૂર્વ જૈન ને બધા ઝાડુ ને પેલી સુપડી લઈને ભાગા ભાગ કર્યા કરે. કેટલી વખત મારા આસનની નીચે છુપાઈ જાય કે બધું તમે ડોન્ટ બી સો હાર્શ. આ તમારામાંથી જ કોઈ જીવ હશે જેને મારી રૂમનો બહુ મોહ હશે કે પ્રોક્ઝિમિટી જોઈએ, પણ એવી કોઈ અશુભ લેશિયામાં બંધ પડી ગયો હશે કે આ સ્વરૂપે છે. તો મેં કીધું એને બી આમ તો બહુ ચિત્રી ચડે ને આમ આવા રેપ્ટાઇલ્સને જોઈને, કોઈને આમ હર્ષ તો નહીં થાય, વાવ પીકોક જેવી ફિલિંગ તો ના આવે કોઈને. કેવું કેવું કર્મ લઈને આવ્યું હશે કે પીકોકને જોઈને તમે ફોટાઓ પાડવા લાગો. એ બી જીવ છે અને એ બી તિર્યંત છે, બે. એ બી શુદ્ધાત્મા છે અને એ બી તિર્યંત છે, પણ એને જોઈને તમને ફોટા પાડો ને એમાં જો 5 ભેગા થઈ ગયા તો તમે 15 ભેગા કરશો એને જોવા માટે. અને એક લિઝર્ડ છે કે આમ દેખાય તો તમે કહેશો લઈ જાઓ લઈ જાઓ લઈ જાઓ. કોકરોચ હોય, સ્પાઈડર્સ હોય, કેવા તિર્યંશમાં બી તમે કેવું આમ ઉચ્ચ ગોત્ર અને નીચ ગોત્ર, સો ક્લિયર કે કેવા ભાવ કર્યા. તો એવરી થોટ આઈ હેડ સેડ, એક્શન, થોટ એન્ડ word, man, vachan ne kaya, has seeds of, mean you have to bear the fruits. So any wrong bhav you have done, you pay for that. All the good bhavs you have done, you will get the fruits of that also. But આમ સામ સામે કટ નહીં થઈ જાય. 50 good, 20 bad, કેટલું રહ્યું balance? 50 good ones and 20 bad ones. Because you have not done nirjara. તો બેને નીલ નહીં થાય, આ બી 50 મળશે ને આ બી 20 મળશે. સો સમટાઈમ્સ લીઝર્ડનો ભાવ મળી જાય. આખો દિવસ મારી રૂમમાં હું નેમીને કહું કે નેમી તું પ્રોક્ઝિમિટીની માથાકૂટ નહીં કર, તું વનનેસની કર. આ જો આ લીઝર્ડ જેટલો ટાઈમ તું છે ને એટલો ટાઈમ અને આપણી બધી વાતો સાંભળતું હોય ને એવી આમ બરાબર ઉપર જ રહે અહીંયા. પણ શું છે એને શું કામ લાગે છે આ સત્સંગ? આપણે તત્વ ચર્ચા બી કરતા હોય એને શું ફરક પડે છે? You understand, right? So the Shishya is properly understanding it's not just emotional arguments. આપની લગભગ બધી ઇમોશનલ આર્ગ્યુમેન્ટ્સ છે. પ્રોપર લોજિક છે. Since infinite times this bondage has been there because the flaws were there, because the causes were there. અને વર્તમાન છે દોષ અને એ જ દોષ વર્તમાનમાં બી છે. So no chance of getting liberated in the present times also. So past and present તો આવી ગયું. Those flaws still existing means past and present. So the disciple does not feel it is possible to eliminate it completely. Thus liberation is not possible. So simple as that. That which could not be removed in the past, still existing in the present, could easily be held to be irremovable in future. Was, is, will be. Easily be held that way. And he finds this logical. Let's see what the Guru will, let's see how the Guru will answer this. So, it was, it is, and it will continue in the future because attana pan hu react karya karu, so my flaws remain the same, my reactions remain the same. I said little difference in intensity maybe. So Kripadev focused so much on Vairagya and Upsham. So Vairagya, I don't want to talk now. Upsham, આ તારા જે રિએક્શન કરવાનું નેચર છે. Maybe you now don't fight loudly, you don't shout and react. થોડા મોઢાના gestures, facial gestures તારા બદલાઈ જાય, you can, but internally that reaction is yet there. If you don't work on that, then what is the use of studying this Chapad then? As I said yesterday, worthiness of Upsham is not there in you. You are not going to proceed on the path. You don't have a sensitive heart that someone is dukhi by you. Just don't care about right and wrong. See to it કે તમારી સામે કોઈ દુઃખી થાય અને તમે તમારી એક્ટિવિટીઝ કન્ટિન્યુ કરી શકો. આના જેવો ભારે કર્મી બીજો આત્મા કોણ? જ્ઞાનીની નજર. ક્યાં કૃપાદેવના આંખમાંથી આંસુ આવે, શાકભાજીને સમારતા જુએ એમાં, જુએ એમાં. હું કમ્પેશન, હું સેન્સિટિવિટીની વાત કરું છું. And that sensitivity is such that you become sensitive and you do what you can for that, but you don't get affected again. Detached sensitivity. Emotional sensitivity I am not saying. Detached sensitivity. નહીં તો જ્ઞાનીને સતત દુઃખી રહેવું પડે, because he is so sensitive. But detached sensitivity means externally you will see how he helps us. And internally detached. Such a wonderful state. At least start clapping for it and aspiring for it. This will help in perspiring for it. પછી તમે મહેનત કરશો. Don't directly jump. Kripadev is against, I would say, I should not use such words, but he's against you doing Sakshi meditation without any compassion. It will only make you the most selfish person on earth. તમને દુઃખ પડે ત્યારે you will need everyone to help you, you will expect. But when somebody is dukhi, you will go into Sakshi bhav. Joya karo, joya karo. So he's saying, yes, this Sakshi bhav should be there after Prani Daya. after the four worthiness, now virtues, after you have attained that, then go to Sakshi Bhav. Otherwise, you're just fooling with yourself. Because you do expect when you are in problem. That's the problem. If you are actually Sakshi or detached, तो बात आखी अलग है. Right? So, as the soul cannot refrain from bondage till now, it is very difficult to visualize a time when the cycle comes to an end. It's difficult to visualize. Because એવું કોઈ તમને લાગે છે કે 2 વર્ષમાં એન્ડ થઈ જશે તમારું રિએક્ટિવ નેચર, તો કે હું થોડી ઇન્ટેન્સિટી કોઈ વાર ઓછી કરી શકીશ. Right? You can't visualize the end because the effort is not so strong. So the disciple feels this way, says liberation is not possible. That's it.
करता भोक्ता जीव हो पण तेनो नहीं मोक्ष वीत्यो काળ अनंत पण वर्तमान छे दोष